Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sabba pahapassa akaranang kusalassa upasampada. Sacitta pariyodapanang etang buddhana sasanang. Kanti paramang tapotitikha nibbanang paramang vadanti buddha. Napabhajito parupagati samano hoti parang vihetayanto. Anupavado anupagato patimokhe cha sangvaro mattanyuta cha bhattasmin pantancha sayanasanang abhicitto cha ayogo etang buddhana sasanang. Thank you so much. You are participating. Today, Dharma sponsors by Kara Breaking Stone and Shana cross tea in honor of Mom Wani Sorkau. She passed away almost now 4 months ago. To memory of and sharing merits with her. Both of Kara and Shana, you did a lot of works, and since she got sick, you took care of very well. By the way, I know your family almost now more than 30 years. Both of your guys was a very young teenagers. Since I happen to know your family, your mom, your aunt Pam, and other aunt, all of your family I know very well. Also, your family helped me and my temple so many ways. I used to go your restaurant once a week to have a lunch at that time. Other Sangha members. So today I was asked to give a, because in these days we are given Dhamma talk through the Dhammapada. It is a handbook of the Buddhist. It has 423 verses and also 26 chapters. Today I was asked to give a Dhamma talk in the Buddha Vagga 183, 84, and 5, all of adjacent to each other, those poems. This is the first one, is a very, very, among the not only Buddhist, non-Buddhist, also very, very popular one. First version, Sabba Papa Sakaranang Kusala Supa Sampada Sachitta Paryodapanang Etam Buddhana Sasana. The reason I explained first reason, then how valuable these verses are. The Venerable Ananda, Buddha's assistant as well as a treasurer of Dhamma, once asked Buddha, usually Buddha's way, in former the Buddhas, whatever they had been doing, those activities, observe, find out what they did. Venerable Ananda asked about disciplining the Sangha members in Homa, Vipassi, Sikhi, Vesabu, Kakusanda, Kona, Agama, Kasapa, like that. 7 Buddhas lived before Buddha. Those Buddhas, what type of discipline approach to the Sangha members? Then the Buddha explained not only our Gautama Buddha, these 7 Buddhas uttered these 3 verses. We call it is Ovada Patimokkha, advice by given to the monks, some advice. In early Sangha, Buddha never apply Vinaya rules. This is the only apply these 3 verses. Also, the Buddha says, Vinyo nama sasana sayo. In other words, discipline is the discipline, due to discipline, the sasana continue. Otherwise, it is no continuation. Here, discipline mean these verses many ways. Why I'm saying popular, not only 7 Buddhas utter, any protection for our, because in Hindu tradition, they have a mantras for their protection. Greek Yajur Samhita, Atharvan Vedas has a lot of mantras. They utter when they have some problem to protect them. This verse, Dhammapada Sabba Papa Sakaranam Kusala Supasampada Sachitta Paryodapanam Etang Buddhana Sasanam is a very, very powerful mantra. We can get so many protections. I give example. 1955, immediately I become a monk. I was a very rural area in called Sri Lanka, called Kitulgala, some kind of a very rural area, cave with a teacher, very young monk. Then the cobra come to that cave where we lived. I was so scared. Teacher was not scared. Then I started crying. I told, I don't want to stay here. This cobra is coming to the cave. So teacher told me, don't worry. He went with me in the sand area, make a line saying, Sabba Papa Sakranang Kusala Supasampada Sachitta Paryodapanang Etang Uddhana Sasanam, like make a line. He says, I'm going to show you how powerful these verses, gathas. Then a cobra come in, never crossed that line. He came, going here, here, here. He did not cross the line. He went back. So many times I have experienced friend of mine, one of my devotees helping me, living in Beverly Hills. She has a problem in her property. She believes she coming from Latin background. Therefore, owl making noisy nighttime all the time. She's scared. She thinks she getting some message, someone going to die within a couple of days. She was extremely scared. Even tried to convince to the husband to move another area. Then came and reported to me. I taught her these verses and asked, before you go to sleep, at least 3 times utter these verses. And I tape and give to her also lesson. She did never ever, when I will try to make a noise when she read this verse, and after that never ever did. That type of so many powers you can test at these verses. Then let's go to see the meaning. Sabba papasa akaranam. It means not to do any wrong thing. In a translation, say, not to do evil. I don't like evil term. Instead of not to do any wrong thing, much better. Kusala Upasampada, do good thing. Sachitta Paryodapanam, purify your heart or mind. This is the Buddha's, not only one Buddha, so many Buddhas' advice. What are the Sabbha Papa Sakarna? What are the unwholesome acts? Unwholesome acts, anything the Buddha says, Attabhyabhadaya hoti, Parabhyabhadaya hoti, Ubhyabhyabhadaya hoti, Tang akusalang akusala vipaka. Many suttas Buddha mentioned that, including Ambalattika Rahulwada Sutta. It means Attabhyabhadaya no hoti. Anyone make a trouble himself, physically, verbally, or mentally, make a negative thought or negative way, doing something wrong to himself. In other words, Attabhyabhaya hoti physically means sometimes hurting himself, not to eating, like making trouble, again, on time not taking medicine, and sometimes purposely hurting himself. That is unwholesome physically. Mentally also, oh, I am stupid, I'm dummy, I cannot do anything like that. Negative thoughts also unwholesome man. Verbally also putting himself down. It is also, Buddha says, unwholesome act. Parabhyabhada hoti, same time making troubles and problems and difficulties to others. Physically, verbally, mentally, if we make a trouble for others, that is called unwholesome act, papa. In Buddha, Buddha mean Buddha knew in the past very well, present also very well, in the future. So therefore, Buddha protecting our society, protecting us. He designed 5 principles to protect not only us, also away from unwholesome act or to do good thing. What is the first one? See, Buddha says, we call panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhyam. We say, I undertake the precept, abstain from killing. You see, not only today, people in the past, even present, even the future, very difficult, even the law and order we do have. See, even today we have almost 3-4 years war in Russia and Ukraine, and Middle East, Israel and Palestinian war. Now again involved with Iran also. Similarly, many times occurred somewhere war. It is difficult to stop law and order. Only way Buddha explained, by the way, Buddhism and other Titius religion, Titius mean Hinduism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, those are called Titius, mean God concept in the front. Buddhism is not Titius religion. Therefore, difference between those religions is nothing wrong. They are guide to correct others. You must correct yourself like a law and order. They try to correct people that way. Buddha do not want to do that. But the Buddha's way, you have to prevent yourself. No, don't try to finger point others, don't try to correct others. Yourself you correct. Therefore, Buddha's every day we observe this five principles. I undertake the precept abstain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and alcohol. That's where you pledge. Maybe you are break the principle. Don't feel guilty. Again, you can renew. Again, make a willpower, which power renew. That is the reason why Buddha says, ourselves we have to do, not to finger pointing, try to correct others. So that is the way this five precepts we have to go through. See, first one, I undertake the precept abstain from killing. If we kill any being, human being, automatically we go to the jail or get in some maybe capital punishment, not only ourselves, in the other party also get in a very bad, sad situation. The life is taken out. Whoever want to live this world, in their families suffer. A lot of way we make in trouble ourselves and others. So instead of that, we practice in loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity. We do that. That is the way Buddha says, when this is a wholesome act, kusala papa mean unwholesome act removing, then automatically come in wholesome act. Then the second thing is stealing something. What happen if we steal something again? Law and order, maybe we are getting trouble. Also, the other party also losing something. Even we law and order not to get ourselves, we are feel guilty. Today, look at in the world again. Why some government collapse? Why some banks collapse? Why some of very dignitaries people are going to jail because of this robbery? So this is therefore we have to protect and prevent not to taking anything from others without their permission. Third thing is why this world so many separation, divorce, and also due to many reasons, but main cause is what? Cheating each other. Cheating each other, husband and wife, and girlfriend and boyfriend. Due to that, they are separate and divorce, sometimes violence, and a lot of fight. Therefore, the Buddha says, I undertake the precept abstain from sexual misconduct. We must practice very well. Then the fourth thing is lying. If we lie, our teachers cannot help. Our parents cannot help. None of them can help if we lie. Finally, we feel very bad, guilty ourselves. Then the fifth one, again, the trouble in the world, what? Alcohol and drugs. Due to that heart attack, due to that car accident, so many things. That is why Buddha asks us to follow these five precepts. Sabba papa sakaranang kusala supasampada. Sachitta pariyodapana. Sachitta means our mind purified. How we sachitta pariyodapana. Sabba papa sakarana kusala supasampada sachitta paryodapanang etang buddhana sasana. Sachitta paryodapanang means our mind we have to purify. How? Through meditation. There are two types of meditation, samatha and vipassana. This type of meditation we have to follow and clean our mind. There are a lot of things to discuss about that. We do not have time to do that because the time limited. I have to explain other two verses also. Then the next one, sabba papa sakaranang, not to do any wrong thing. Kusala susa upahampada, By the way, kusala, so upasampada, this is a very interesting word. Upasampada. The Sangha members, when get qualified in his age, when a Samana become a Samanin in Thailand, when they become 20 years old in Sri Lanka or Thailand, they get a high ordination called Upasampada. Upasampada mean what? Upa mean close, sampada. To get to the heart, what? Upasampada means you have to get your heart and mind hold something. Kusala Supasampada. So next version is we call the next one we call Kanti Paramang Tapotitika Nibbhanang Paramang Vadanti Buddha Nahi Pabbajitena Parupagati Samano Hoti Parang Vihetayanti. Kanti Paramang Tapotitika. Kanti means patient is the highest. Highest, Buddha says, Kanti mean the patient, the highest forbearance, patient is the highest austerity. In other words, patient. How we can be patient? Patient is not easy task. The Buddhism, the Buddha explained to even get full enlightenment being, have to practice 10 perfection. Among them, one is called Kanti, mean patient. Patient mean it is difficult terms. Difficult term is easy, but practicing not easy. In fact, Buddha explained in the Majjhima Nikaya has a sutta called Kakachopama Sutta. Kakachopama Sutta, Buddha explained to the monk, because even if robbers cut your limbs one after another with a two-handled sword, if you mind be defiled on account of that, you have not done the duties in my dispensers. See how Buddha says, monks, if some people come in and cut your face, body, piece to piece. At that time, Buddha says, if you mind be defiled on account of that, you are not my disciple. See how strong the Buddha says. I think I give a Kara this book to you. In this book, see in the introduction, what I explain here in introduction, there is a Buddha's time, there was a bhikkhu, so he want to, Venerable Punna want to go to Sunaparantas. There's a rural area, very violent, not civilized people lived at that time, that area. Then he want to go and practice and teach the Buddhism to them. Buddha then asked him question, Venerable Punna, the people of Sunaparanta are, if they attack you, what you going to say? Well, Venerable sir, they are not me hurt. Then, and if they hit you were with the very weapons, what you think? That they did not stab me with a knife. If they take a knife and stab you, what you think? They not kill me. So like that, this bhikkhu say, Punna, then Buddha says, okay, you are qualified, you can go, you are good monk. So those are the way Buddha explained to have a patience. Patience is not easy task, but everyone have to practice, especially Buddhist monks, Buddha says. Then next one, what is saying? The next one say, Kanti paramang tapotika nibbanang paramang vadanti Buddha. Nibbana is the highest supreme things. We have to learn about that in not only reading, have to practice Eight Noble Path to understand that we call Samma Ditti mean right understanding, right thought, right speech, right livelihood, right Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Vacha, Kammanta, Vayama, right effort, Ajiva, right livelihood, Kammanta, Ajiva, Sati, Samma, right mindfulness and right meditation. These Eight Noble Paths have to follow to understand Nibbana. Nibbanam paramang vadanti Buddha. Nahi pappajito parupagati samano hoti. Any monks, someone putting down someone, any monk, some way he, what is called, putting someone down and putting parupagahati mean the parupagahati mean the character, putting down. By the way, in the Pancha Sila we say panati pata veramani sikha padang samadhyami. Not only killing being, prana mean living being. For example, this is a prana, atipata, putting down. In other words, someone we accuse, abuse, and say bad reputation, or this person did that thing, gossip. Again, some people gossip. These days, if you go to Facebook and social media, my God, a lot of people putting down others. That's a mental sicknesses, by the way. In Western psychology, it says there are two types of mental sicknesses we do have. Buddha also explained very well there are two types of sicknesses. But here, further Western psychologists like Piaget and Sigmund Freud and those psychologists say sadistic character and masochistic character. Sadistic character mean what? Some people love to make a trouble and verbally, physically, mentally putting others down. They are enjoy. Someone, for example, that is a kind of disease. I saw when sometimes I also see in the social media, Facebook and other media, I see if someone insulted, putting down someone bad word, other people also share in those things. I can't believe it. Sometimes some very, so we call very good people, some person due to their personal opinion or anger or hate or ill will say, I wish he died. Those are other people also sharing. It means those seeds without we knowing. All of we do have a sadistic character, some seeds. We have to be very careful not to come in those seeds. We have to remove. Sadistic character all the time making troubles and problems and difficulties, they are enjoying. It is a very sad thing. Masochistic character, on the other hand, some people making troubles and problems and difficulty to himself, they are enjoying. So, therefore, the Buddha requested, especially to the Sangha members, not only one Buddha, 7 Buddhas strongly suggested to, what is the say in Kanti Paramang Tapoti Nibbanam Paramang Vadan, Na Pabbajito Parupaghati. Parupaghati means the not in put other people down. Parupaghati Samano Hoti Parang Viheti. Again, not only putting down the person, also the not only putting down, same time the people mentally making many kind of a difficult time. That is the why Buddha says these are monks should not do. Kanti paramang tapotiti nibbānaṃ paramang vadanti Buddha nahi pabbajito parupagati samano hoti parang vihetayanti. Then the next one says anupavado anupagato patimokkecha sangvaro mattanyutacha battasming pantancha sayasnasana. Anupagato, anupavado, anupagato. It means not to make, let's see, what's the translated saying? Anupavado, anupagato. They are saying not insulting, not harming, restrain according to the Buddha's teaching, not insulting. As a Sangha members, especially not only Sangha members, everybody is good to not to insult to others, harming, insulting, harming, we have to avoid. Not only that, not insulting, harming, another further thing Buddha says, Patimokkecha Sangvaro. Later on, Buddha give to the Sangha members in the Vinaya book, we have in the Tripitaka, Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma. In the Vinaya, we have a Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, Patimokka. Those are rules and regulations. At least the high audience monk must follow 4 parajikas. We have to follow those principles, otherwise we are not going to be monks. Mattanyutacha battasmi, another wonderful word. It is not only Buddhist monk, everybody is good, that one. We have to aware what we eat. We have to limited food, not to too much, even though we must not greedy to eat too much. The Buddhism explained many places 3 types of food, actually 4 types of Kabalinkahara, then Pasahara, Manohara, Manoviññānāhara. Kabalinkahara means like a food which we eat daily, rice, curry, and many type of things we are daily eating called Kabalinkahara. When we eat in Kabalinka also, Buddha says we have to aware what you eat in, how much you can digest it. Huh? That is the reason why Buddha asked monk to not to have a dinner, because they are not physically working so hard like a laborers. Huh? When we eat 3 meals too much, then maybe getting diabetes and many kind of sicknesses may get. So they knew that. Therefore, make a rules and regulation to careful with the food. Kabadinkahara. Therefore, we are very pleased about the world. Today, you guys are very careful when we eat in, before you looking at even the get a water bottle, find out what are the dates in expiring. That's nice. And that's the way we have to aware. Kabalinkahara. Manohara, this mind also, pasahara. Pasa means our five senses. I need food, constantly be looking here and there and everywhere. We taking many way pictures, many kind of things we get to our mind. Through our eyes, get to our mind. Therefore, when we watching, we have to very careful watch. If you are careful for your food, when you eat, whether they are aspiring, whether this one good for my diabetes or cholesterol, you are watching how many he has calories and so forth. Similarly, if you are using your eyes, whatever you see things, do not so much surrender to them. Same thing your ear, same thing is your nose, same thing is your mouth eating. Those are the five senses we have to really control. Pasahara, manohara. This mind also constantly getting some many kind of thoughts come to our mind, constantly coming many things. Our childhood problems, sometime the our college when we were a student and universities or somewhere, this other student how harass us, how they try to put us down, jealous, and those type of things. Without our knowing, those garbage in the previous time, many garbage come to our mind. Therefore, Buddha says we have to careful not to whatever come to your mind, all of them don't accept. Let it go. Don't hold. Let it go. That's the main thing. Let it go. Then I know some of, especially our Western children, sometimes they have a they are honest. I'm that way very glad. Those children sometimes come to me and telling what happened when they were child and not young people, children, teenagers, and the big adults also come in and say when they were child, and sometimes even parents unnecessary way punishing them, and discipline maybe thought may be right, but wrong way they try to discipline them, and physical punishment, those sad things happen. These children are still suffering that. And sometimes babysitter did some problem, they suffer. Therefore, the Buddha says when we have to careful, even family members should not do that. Then at the same time, after thing happen, if we suffer, it is we are the suffer, not them. Therefore, let it go. Don't hold those unwanted, unneeded, unnecessary information. Then final one, very interesting one. the other food explain what are the things, the Kabalinkahara, Pasahara, Manohara, Manosanchetisakahara. Very interesting that it is going to be even Western psychologists also. You know, the previous life, some of our experiences without knowing come to us. For example, when I go sometime outside, some people come into me and say, hey, I know you very well. Then ask, where did I mean? I don't know. Maybe somewhere I met you. Then I'm thinking. Perhaps I said, okay, thank you so much. We are very happy to see you again. But later on, I come in and think maybe they are previous life. Previous life, we have many experiences. In fact, you know, the once Buddha mentioned very wonderful thing. I better to say in that one, and even time is passing. Therefore, uh, removing my talk. Then the Buddha says one, this Buddha says once, this is the way. This person, when she was my mother in the previous birth, carried me in her womb. When I was a baby, she cleaned me without disgust. She placed me, nourished me, and carries me in her arm. Thus, she nourished me with the deepest love. In other words, Buddha says, even we do not know. We are believe in rebirth. Therefore, last life, all of we are each other know. Maybe Kara, maybe you were my mother, maybe previous life, maybe daughter, maybe son. Huh? That's the way in the Buddha explained. When this person was my father in the previous life, he risked his life for me in the uh, wealth for my comfort when born as my brother, sister, son, or daughter. He or she treated me with love, care, and gave me every possible help for my welfare. The Buddha says that's the way I have to send to love everybody's. Each other we know we cannot uh, avoid anyone. So finally, I should have a lot of time to explain all of things, but no time. Therefore, finally, I have to tell one thing to you. In it is not only practicing loving kindness, help away from the anger. Not only monks, Buddhas gave this advice to the Sangha members, but everybody's, when we remove our anger, we are the most happiest one. One of the poems which I all the time using to teach Sunday school children, I'm so happy with poems. I like to read with you, then you can get idea also. When you are lost your temper, that's the topic. Huh? When you are lost your temper, you have lost your reason too. You will not be proud of anything which in anger you may do. When in anger you have spoken and been by emotion led, you will have uttered something that you will wish you would never said. In anger, you will never do a kindly deed or wise, but many things for which you will feel you should apologize. In looking back upon your life and all you have lost or made, you will never find a single time when anger ever paid. So cultivate calm, patience, and grow wiser as you old, as your age. Never act, never speak a word when overcome by rage. Remember without fail that when your temper flies, you will never do a worthy things, a, decent deed or wise. Really, these poems really I like because Buddha's way, this poet explained, it's a very old poem, by the way, 1906. Woman, I think the poet is a Latin poet and explained very well, when you are lost your temper, you do not know what you are doing. Therefore, we have to practice not only as Buddha's advice monks, everybody have to practice calmness and patience. Uh, again, Matanchu Tajabatasmi. We have to be careful when we are eating, moderate eating, then Pantacha Sayanasana, not only that, sleeping also. We have to, when we sleeping, not try to go and jump to the bed and sleep. No. Especially for this is Buddhist monk, but not only Buddhist monk, it is good for you too. When you go to sleep, you have to sleep very well without any bad dream or anything. As I early uttered that version, Sabba Papa Sakaranang Kusala Supa Sampada Sachita Paryodapanang Etang Buddhana Sasanang. If you can utter that verses at least 3 times before go to sleep, or Dukkhapatta chani dukkha, bhayapatta chani bhaya, sokapatta chani soka, hontu sabbe pipaino. Like the may suffering be free from suffering, may fearful people free from fear, sokapatta may dukkha suffering people free from suffering, fearful people free from fear, bhayapatta, sokapatta, sorrow people may free from sorrow, all of being be well and happy, at least that version. Otherwise, may I be well and happy, peaceful. May all being be well and happy, peaceful, like that. That way you can sleep without any bad dream. So practice every day before go to sleep, at least 5 minutes loving kindness meditation. Thank you so much, both of sisters. You are doing wonderful, good things. Also, following mothers and fathers, following family uh, roots. You have been not only helping for me, also practicing yourself, charity. So I know Vani, your mom, is a wonderful, remarkable lady. She not only took care of both of you, also whenever got some problems and difficulties, your aunt, she was with them and helped them and took care of them very well. Therefore, your family united, working together with your cousins and aunts and your wonderful children and husband and both of husbands, who are wonderful people. Therefore, finally, I say your mom, Vani, whatever she want to get the highest states, calm and serene, which we explain here, Nibbana, to attain Nibbana, saying sadhu, 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 pavatu sabba mangalan rakhantu sabba devata, sabba buddhanubhavena, sabba dhammanubhavena, sada soti bhavantu te. I have to explain some more thing related to same Dhamma. මට මම හිතන්නේ ඉරිදා තියෙනවා සිංහලෙන් බණක් ඒ ටිකේදී මම අනිත් කරුණු ටික විස්තර කරන්නම් prompting. But I said, I'm sorry, but I says in next Sunday I have to give a Dhamma talk in Sinhalese language. Then I'm going to explain other